There's a moment in every man's life when confusion hits hard. You feel frustrated, unsure, not because she doesn't care, but because she's speaking a language you were never taught to read. Women rarely admit they miss someone. They almost never say it directly, and their longing isn't shown in the loud, obvious ways men expect. Instead, they communicate through subtle, quiet, psychological signals that most men overlook. The painful truth is this: she might be missing you deeply, but if you can't read the signs, you'll never know. Women don't reveal vulnerability easily. When she misses you, she may not text first, call, or confess anything. Pride, fear, and emotional protection all play a role. But even when she hides her feelings, her behavior betrays her. These shifts are small, subtle, and easily misread, yet they carry far more emotional truth than words ever could. They appear in her energy, timing, curiosity, and emotional presence. They surface when your absence hits deeper than she expected, when she realizes the version of you she took lightly is now the version she longs for. Every woman has her emotional fingerprint, but the psychology behind missing someone is universal. When she feels drawn toward a man, her body language shifts, her attention shifts, and her emotional rhythm shifts. It's as if your absence becomes a quiet magnet, pulling her in ways she cannot fully control. Most men misinterpret these signals. They assume she's bored, confused, or just being friendly. But these tiny, almost invisible behaviors are the doorway into her emotional world. Miss them, and you miss the truth. She's feeling something she won't say aloud. The irony is powerful. Her signals are silent, but her silence is loud. The way she watches you from afar, the way she reacts to your absence, the way she tests the waters subtly, and the way she tries to feel connected without admitting she needs it. A woman rarely speaks first, but her actions always speak eventually. In this video, you're going to learn the minus C 5 silent signals almost every man misses, the signals she sends when your absence begins to matter, when her mind replays moments, and when her imagination fills the space you once occupied. Once you understand them, you'll see through the surface and into the emotional truth she's hiding. Because when she misses you, she won't say it with words, she'll say it with signals. And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss the moment she actually wants you back. Before we start, remember this: real transformation doesn't happen on YouTube. It happens inside a community of men mastering attraction, emotional control, and the psychology of power. Not for a month, forever. No subscriptions, no limits, just one decision that changes your direction. If you're serious about growth, discipline, and purpose, click the link below. Join the brotherhood, enroll once, grow forever. Signal number 1. Her attention reappears in subtle, unexpected ways. The first silent signal a woman sends when she misses you is subtle yet unmistakable. Her attention shifts, quietly, almost invisibly. She doesn't announce it. She doesn't text first, call, or make dramatic gestures. Instead, it slips out through small behaviors that reveal her emotional reattachment. These are instinctive actions, born from curiosity, longing, and unresolved emotion, automatic, unplanned, and deeply revealing. One of the earliest signs is that she begins hovering in your digital world. She may not reach out directly, but she watches your stories more frequently, reacts to posts she ignored before, or scrolls back to older content, interacting quietly. She appears at the top of viewer lists, even when she tries not to. It's not coincidence. Your absence has created a psychological void, and she instinctively fills it. Her attention also manifests in real life. She notices the small details: your mood, your energy, your confidence. She seems to appear where you are, without making it obvious. She doesn't approach directly, but she positions herself subtly in your line of sight. She doesn't flirt openly, yet her presence is felt. Every small gesture is a silent pull. Curiosity amplifies when her emotional investment resurfaces. She begins caring about your activities, your interactions, and your focus. She may ask mutual friends about you or react emotionally to your achievements, distance, or growth. Even if she hides it consciously, her behavioral shifts betray the truth. This attention is quiet because pride shields vulnerability. She doesn't want to appear needy or risk rejection, So she leaves subtle breadcrumbs hoping you notice. The most revealing part? She does this unconsciously. She doesn't plan it. She doesn't strategize. She simply can't help it. Curiosity is never random. If she genuinely doesn't miss you, she wouldn't care about these small details. But when attention resurfaces quietly and subtly, when she watches without engaging, observes without approaching, it is her heart whispering what her pride refuses to speak aloud. Signal number 2, she creates soft openings for you to re-engage. The second silent signal a woman sends when she misses you is even subtler. She creates soft openings, small, almost invisible opportunities for you to reconnect without exposing her vulnerability. Most men completely overlook this because it doesn't look like longing. It looks like coincidence, politeness, or casual interaction. But it isn't. These openings are gentle invitations, silent doorways. She is saying, "I'm thinking about you." Without ever admitting it, she disguises them as normal behavior, replying to an old post, reacting with a heart, a fire, or a laughing emoji. The content itself doesn't matter. What matters is that she wants you to notice she's still there. She may even message you with something seemingly accidental, asking a question she could easily find the answer to herself. These small actions are emotionally huge. They show she's testing the waters while protecting her pride. Neutral check-ins are another form of this signal. A simple, "How have you been?" or "Hope you're doing well" might seem casual, but it isn't. Women don't reach out to someone they're indifferent to. If she missed you enough to override her ego slightly, that message is intentional. It's a test. She wants to see if the door to you is still open before exposing her heart. Sometimes she communicates through your environment. She posts things she knows you'll see, shares quotes or memories, and times her actions so you notice them. She doesn't address you directly, but she signals through timing. Women are masters of emotional timing. If she posts something, the moment you pull back, it's not random. It's a subtle way of saying, "I feel your absence." Physical proximity is also a soft opening. If you share spaces, she positions herself close enough to be noticed, without confrontation. She doesn't demand attention. She seeks reassurance silently. Every small shift in distance, presence, or behavior is a doorway she quietly opens for you. The most important part? She doesn't ask you to step through the doorway. She simply creates it, leaving it to you to notice, respond, and match her subtle emotional signal. These soft openings are how a woman reconnects without risking rejection, exposing her vulnerability, or sacrificing her pride. And if you respond with calm, grounded energy instead of over-eager excitement, the emotional pull deepens, drawing her back toward you silently but irresistibly. Signal number 3, her emotional sensitivity toward you increases dramatically. The third silent signal is one of the most revealing, the one she cannot fully control, even from herself. When a woman genuinely begins to miss you, her emotional sensitivity toward anything connected to you intensifies dramatically. She feels your presence even when you are absent, reacts more strongly to small things, and becomes hyper-aware of anything that reminds her of you. This isn't voluntary, it's automatic. It is the psychological echo of missing someone. One of the first signs is her reaction to your silence. Where she might have previously shrugged off delays in messages, distant behavior, or lack of attention, now even the smallest lapse feels heavier. She notices when you don't engage with her posts, when you scroll past her stories, or when your focus seems elsewhere. Her reactions are stronger than the situation itself demands because she isn't responding to the act. You are responding to the emotional gap your absence creates. Her sensitivity also shows in how she perceives your attention. If you acknowledge her, it matters deeply. If you appear colder or slower in response, she notices instantly. She becomes attuned to your tone, timing, energy, subtle cues that reveal your internal state. Emotional alerts spike around everything that relates to you because she is emotionally reattaching, even while maintaining her pride. This heightened sensitivity extends beyond you directly. She may notice interactions you have with others more than before. She may feel protective, jealous, or quietly unsettled if someone else receives the attention she now secretly longs for. She may not openly express it, but her discomfort is real and shows in small behavioral shifts, posting more, withdrawing slightly, or subtly enhancing her appearance online. Memory and nostalgia amplify this sensitivity. She replays moments you shared, analyzes past interactions, and recalls details she once overlooked. Her brain connects present emotions with past experiences, deepening the feeling of missing you. She might indirectly reference old memories or post subtle hints about the past without mentioning you outright. Finally, this signal reveals cracks in the emotional mask she tries to maintain. Mixed signals, cold one moment, unexpectedly warm the next, don't mean she's playing games. They are the conflict between longing for connection and guarding herself from disappointment. Emotional turbulence like this is the clearest sign of investment. When a woman misses you, everything connected to you, your silence, presence, energy, distance, or growth, triggers her heightened awareness. She cannot hide it, and it betrays the depth of her feelings in ways words never could. Signal number 4. Why women communicate missing you through silence. Instead of words, most men expect emotional honesty to be direct. If she misses you, she should say it. If she wants you back, she should admit it. But women rarely operate this way, not because they're manipulative, but because their emotional world is built around vulnerability, protection, and timing. When a woman misses you, she almost never announces it with words. Instead, she expresses longing quietly, subtly, and indirectly. Why? Because revealing feelings exposes her, and exposure threatens the emotional safety she works so hard to maintain. Saying "I miss you" isn't just a statement, it's a risk. It means lowering defenses, admitting she cares, and opening the door to rejection, disappointment, or imbalance. Silence, however, allows her to communicate longing without fully exposing her heart. Several psychological factors explain this. First, emotional pride. Women have egos just like men, but theirs work differently. She may want you deeply, yet pride prevents her from being the first to reach out unless she's sure of a positive response. Pride protects her from vulnerability, weakness, and emotional exposure. Second, uncertainty. She may feel pulled towards you, but unsure if you feel the same. Direct expression could lead to rejection or disappointment, so she tests, observes, and sends gentle signals to gauge whether the connection is safe. This isn't manipulation, it's emotional self-protection. Third, emotional reciprocity. She wants to feel wanted, valued, and chosen. Silent signals invite you to respond with emotional maturity. She wants to see if your masculinity can remain calm, stable, and grounded instead of reactive, needy, or desperate. Finally, emotional impact. By using subtle actions instead of words, she ensures the effect on you is stronger. She wants you to feel the shift in her energy, notice her presence, and recognize her subtle changes. This creates deeper emotional intimacy than a simple confession ever could. Silent signals force awareness, she of her feelings, and you of your ability to perceive them. Her silence is not distance, it is communication. It is the feminine language, subtle, intuitive, emotional, and revealing. Misreading it means missing the truth, but understanding it gives clarity, insight, and emotional leverage. Learning to read this silence allows a man to see exactly where her heart stands, even when her lips refuse to speak. Signal number 5. How her behavior changes when she secretly wants you back. Plus. Outro. When a woman begins missing you and emotionally reconnecting in silence, her behavior starts shifting in ways she cannot fully control. These changes aren't planned or strategic, they're instinctive, subconscious reactions that emerge from the tension between desire and self-protection. One of the first signs is emotional inconsistency. She may act warm one moment, distant the next, not because she's confused about you, but because part of her wants to reach out while another part fears rejection or judgment. This internal push and pull creates tension that subtly surfaces in her actions. Alongside this, her responsiveness increases. Even if she doesn't initiate contact, your presence or messages spark faster, more attentive reactions. Simple texts now carry emotional weight. She overthinks tone, chooses words carefully, and responds thoughtfully. Her intentional presence becomes noticeable. She may appear where you're likely to notice, post at times you'll see, or adjust her appearance subtly. She gravitates toward your orbit, maintaining the illusion of casualness while her emotional pull grows. Her emotional reactivity also intensifies. Your distance unsettles her. Your happiness or confidence without her sparks curiosity or subtle insecurity. Small things carry more emotional weight because she is reinvesting in your presence, even as pride keeps her from expressing it outright. She may also begin opening herself up subtly, sharing personal details, asking deeper questions, and expressing genuine concern for your well-being, behaviors reserved for men she truly cares about. Another unmistakable sign is her inattention to your growth. Women rarely want to return to the same version of a man they left behind, but when she sees you becoming more confident, disciplined, and independent, her interest deepens, imagination intensifies, and she starts questioning past judgments, wondering if she misread your value or overlooked the man she really wanted. Her behavior quietly reveals the emotional truth her words cannot. Most men waste years chasing confessions, explicit signals, or dramatic gestures, but women rarely communicate longing, attraction, or regret directly. They communicate through attention, curiosity, sensitivity, subtle openings, and behavioral shifts. By the time her longing becomes undeniable, her attention has returned, curiosity is renewed, imagination magnified, sensitivity heightened, and behavior shifted. The subtle signals become impossible to ignore. Recognizing these silent signals is one of the most powerful skills a man can master, not to manipulate or chase, but to see clearly, perceive emotional truth beneath the surface, and respond with calm, grounded confidence. Understanding female psychology at this subconscious layer allows a man to remain rooted, aware, and in control, never overreacting, never seeking constant validation, and never losing himself in confusion. When a man perceives these layers, he becomes naturally attractive, not through pursuit, but through presence, stability, and self-respect. Women sense it when a man sees without begging, understands without chasing, and chooses himself without ego. That awareness creates irresistible emotional pull. Remember this truth: women speak through the silence long before words. The man who reads these signals sees the truth the moment it appears. In a world full of noise, the greatest power is noticing what is unsaid out, because that's where her real feelings live. When she misses you, her silence whispers it first. Her behavior confirms it, and the perceptive man recognizes it fully. Knowledge means nothing without action. If you are ready to rise above emotion, lead with purpose, and master perception, take what you've learned and apply it consistently. Understand, observe, and respond with clarity. This is how you reclaim control, emotional power, and magnetic presence, the traits that make a man truly irresistible. This is the moment where knowledge meets action. Understanding these silent signals gives you clarity, emotional control, and power, but only if you use it. Stop chasing words, stop overanalyzing, and stop losing yourself in confusion. Instead, observe, perceive, and respond with calm, grounded confidence. The man who masters this sees truth beneath the surface. He doesn't beg, over-pursue, or react to drama. He stands rooted in his value, aware of the signals she sends, and capable of responding in a way that attracts naturally. Women sense it. They feel it deeply when a man is stable, self-respecting, and emotionally intelligent. Remember, silence is never empty. It's a language. The moment you learn to read it, you no longer chase confusion. You see the truth the instant it appears. In a noisy world, this is your edge, your power to navigate relationships with clarity, dignity, and control. Take this knowledge, apply it. Become the man who understands without being told, who leads without demanding, and who attracts effortlessly through presence, perception, and purpose. This is how you claim emotional power and magnetic presence for life.